He really gets pretty stressed pretty quick, doesn't he? I mean, he's gone from just a little bit of whimpering to barking to howling.
On this week's Bondi Vet Top 5.
Will you leave me alone? Go on, go.
Sorry.
We do see quite a lot of this, particularly in rescue animals.
Come on, Giz, call it a day. You've had enough of this. I'll go and tell your mother. That's it.
Number 5.
Cuddles? Gizmo, come and have a cuddle with Mum.
Another one of Scott's patients will also be heading in to see him later today.
No reaction at all.
Grumpy Gizmo belongs to Sarah and David.
Hello.
Gizmo's our Persian cat, which is a rescued cat. And he's approximately 10 years old because being a rescue cat, it's difficult to age them.
Lately, the Persian rescue cat has developed a rather embarrassing habit.
Gizmo's got a sexual preference like me. So,
Hey?
so
I'd rephrase that.
yeah, well, how can you rephrase it? All he wants to do is hump me leg or me arm.
Gizmo, give it a bloody break.
As soon as I come home from work in the evening, sit down and watch a bit of telly, he's on me and tries to hump me stupid.
Yeah.
No. No. Pack it up. No. We tried schooling him for it to try and prevent him from doing things like that, and it just makes him worse.
Off you go.
Come on, Giz, call it a day. You've had enough of this. I'll go and tell your mother. That's it.
We were told he was neutered, so really it shouldn't be going on.
Gizmo, stop it. Now.
It's got to the stage it is embarrassing. All right, David thinks it's funny. I don't anymore. I don't think he would do it when anyone was here, but I wouldn't want it to happen.
Gizmo, stop it.
Sarah is so fed up with Gizmo's antics, she's booked him in for an appointment with Scott later today.
Pack it up.
Hello, guys.
Hey, Gizzy.
Yeah.
You got your
Sorry to
boy
be-
back again.
Oh, my baby.
Yeah.
No,
Oh, your baby.
my baby.
What is it?
At the Richmond clinic, Sarah and David have arrived with Gizmo. Practice manager Maz has a soft spot for the frisky feline.
How's he doing? Is he all right?
Yeah, not too bad.
He needs to have a quick check-up.
Oh, poor Gizzy.
Because he just wants to hump me all the time. Honest.
I mean, you're not even that keen on David, are you? So
No, she hates me most of the time.
I can't quite believe that. Humping? Man, I wish I was a fly on the wall when Scott examines Gizmo.
I don't think he's had a gay cat before.
Some familiar voices. Hello, guys. You're all right. Hello, gorgeous. Mwah.
Thank you.
So,
Hello.
They've brought Gizzy in to see you.
Oh, my favourite ginger in the whole world.
Have fun.
Oh my God, you two are such trouble. Come on, mate, let's run. In we go. Every time Gizmo comes into the vet practice, we have a bit of a bromance. We have a huge cuddle. He purrs away, and I absolutely adore him.
Hello, my boy. Oh,
I know. He doesn't like it.
But today, he really doesn't seem particularly happy at all.
Oh dear. Got a right grumpy face on.
He's normally a bit surly, let's be honest.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
we sort of put up with it and we love him. But he seems a bit grumpier than normal.
He
Do
is
you think
grumpier than normal.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
he needs to be looked at. His hormones are running.
Oh, right.
As in...
His hormones are running. Well, he's neutered, so that seems an impossibility.
I don't think so. He's supposed to be muted.
He's
But
supposed to be, but his behaviour doesn't come across that way, not with David anyway.
if I'm sitting in an armchair, he would try doing my arm. If I lay on the settee, he'd try and do my leg.
Come again?
Not amused that we're all laughing at him.
No, I think that's probably why he's grumpy.
I'm quite sure it is.
Does he just show that sort of attention to you and not you, Sam?
Not to me.
Just me.
Not
just
to me.
Wherever.
Just David.
So I don't know if you can supply pills or something for him.
I mean, that's Daddy. That's just wrong. You know. Let's wind this back. What I want to do is just give him a physical exam.
Yeah.
All right, and just check him over. If I get you just to hold him around the shoulders, please, Sarah. I'm just going to sit down. I think it's really important that Sarah and David have brought up this complaint with me. It is very strange behaviour, but sometimes when cats behave strangely, they're actually unwell. So I'm just going to have a little feel of his back. Okay. Does seem a little bit tender about me extending his hips there. Good boy.
You'd know that Persians do suffer a bit from arthritis.
Yeah, good boy. Now I'm just going to have a feel at his back in here just to see and make sure that he's definitely been neutered. Sorry, mate.
Oh dear. It's the indignity of it, isn't it, Gizmo?
He's definitely been neutered. I think it's highly unlikely that he would have come from a rescue centre without them neutering him.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Maybe he was neutered as an adult. And what that means is, unlike a normal young kitten that's neutered early, they don't know what it is to feel sexually active.
Yeah.
He, on the other hand, has had all the testosterone coursing around his veins, and he's just been a red-blooded male, and he wants to perform.
Continue. Yeah.
It may well be that your boy is feeling sexually active, but you're what he fancies, and not you, Sarah, sadly.
Yeah. Oh, well.
There's two issues here with Gizmo. One is a behavioural issue that he is doing this inappropriate humping. The second is that he has a medical issue. He has some osteoarthritis in his lower back and his hips, and it's making him a little bit more grouchy than normal. So we're going to do two things. Your job is to not respond to his sexual advances, and you're going to avoid any shaking, looking at him, talking to him, telling him off. None of that. You're going to completely ignore him. But what you're going to do is squirrel away in between the cushions of the sofa that you sit on a little spray bottle of water and just give him one spray in the face. Cats hate being wet most of the time, but particularly sprayed in the face. So the reaction he'll have is of disgust, and that should immediately calm down his libido. And Sarah, for you, I know that you will empathise with the fact that he's probably feeling a bit sore. And he has a bit of arthritis, and I know that you suffer with the same condition.
He's uncomfortable.
We're going to try a course of anti-inflammatories, okay? So you're going to be my nurse, you're going to be my behaviourist, and together I'm hoping we're going to have a happy and slightly less inappropriate ginger cat.
Okay.
Sound good?
That's brilliant, Scott.
Yeah. All right, sounds good.
I'm very pleased that it's nothing sinister, that it's just something that can be controlled.
All right, and look, let's not judge. You know, he's a lovely cat regardless of who he loves. Okay?
I'll just get myself a dog.
Oh, thanks. You going to be a good boy from now on? Right?
As for Grumpy Gizmo, the water spray and arthritis medications seem to be working.
You're not bothered about doing naughty things now?
He's no longer trying to hump David.
All you want is a big old cuddle, don't you? Yeah, that's it. Now you relax, aren't you?
Much to the delight of relieved owner Sarah.
Gizmo is one big, cuddly, loving baby. And we love him. You're supposed to be a pedigree Persian pussycat. Look at you. Come on, let's dry you off.
Number 4.
Okay, let's do it.
Alison is back in Brisbane and is now on her way to meet up with a very special little girl called Nola.
Nola is a rescue staffy.
Hey, sit, Paul. Who's a good girl? She's been awesome since we got her. She's just so good.
Nola's been lucky enough to find a loving new home with owners Emma and Daniel.
Emma fell in love with her straight away.
Pretty much instantly.
She was trying to convince me, but I made her wait a couple of days and then said that I loved her as well and wanted to adopt her.
But they've put in a call to Alison to help them with their shy little girl's anxiety issues.
Hello. How are you? Hello, Nola. Nice to meet you. Can we come in?
Attention seeker, yeah, come on in.
Aww.
So did the rescue centre tell you a bit about her background, where she came from?
The couple that had her got a divorce, and then the party that ended up with them said they couldn't commit because of work, and then they surrendered it.
That is quite sad to hear the history that she's been passed around.
She's also had a litter,
She's had a litter as
She's
well.
only about a little bit over 1 year old as well. Yeah.
That's young.
She was really scared of me in the beginning, so kind of felt like she was a little bit scared of men, but never to Emma. Sleeping at night time was a big issue. She was really scared about being left alone.
As a vet, we do see quite a lot of this, particularly in rescue animals or animals that are a little bit older and been adopted. They usually come with a bag full of different problems or different things that have happened in their life that's caused this anxiety. How is she outside of the house?
She's not keen around big crowds, lots of cars. She tends to go backwards in the lead and try to run back.
I am really concerned about these anxiety behaviours that Nola is showing.
Okay, come on Nola, this way.
So we don't get on top of this at this young age, it could potentially spiral out of control. So we really want to make sure that we're doing something about it now.
Come on, it's okay.
We just want to make her happy and just make her relaxed and feel like that she's loved.
Good girl. Come on Nola, this way. Nola, come on.
Alison can immediately see little rescue dog Nola needs urgent help with her anxiety.
Hi Ian, how are you?
Good, thank you. How are you?
So she's called on Bondi behaviouralist Ian to see if he can give some expert advice to worried owners Emma and Daniel.
What can we do for Nola?
Lots.
That's what we like to hear.
We love her a lot. We think she's very kind-natured and she's really loving and loyal, but she does have just a little bit of that anxiousness when she goes out, so we need to know how to stop that behaviour.
What we've got with her is a dog that probably has really limited exposure to the world before you guys, which means that everything it gets exposed to is going to be overwhelming.
Yeah.
So training in the home is like going to preschool. Training in the garden is like going to the secondary school. Training on the street is like going to college, and the dog park is university.
Yeah, okay.
And what people tend to do is they practice conditioning behaviours in the home and then asking them to go and pass university.
Yeah.
When we're trying to communicate with her, I want you to use food rewards. And I want you to focus on these 5 key elements. You've got come here, like go over there, so go to bed, stay, a release, like go and get it, and then the ability to interrupt verbally. So for example, if you've asked her to sit and stay, you put the food bowl on the floor, and she gets up, I just want you to go, and at that point you reward her. Or whatever noise falls out of your mouth naturally, and you get her to learn that when you interrupt, we'll look at you.
Yeah, we've never done food rewards outside of the house.
So we'll do that.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, it was really good on the call with Ian. I learned so much. He gave us some really good information, just understanding what's going on in her mind.
It's not that she's doing anything wrong, it's just we're not really sure how to deal with those types of behaviours.
Or whatever noise falls out of your mouth naturally, and you get her to learn that when you interrupt, we'll look at you.
Thanks, Ian.
See, bang, bang.
The other thing I wanted to talk to you about is some supplements that we can give Nola to help her every single day. So at this stage, because she's only 1 year of age, she's really healthy, prescription medications is just not an option. And I know that you guys are keen on something natural. And it's really simple and easy to give. It's just 2 chews a day. So we'll see how she goes. Okay?
It's good to have just a clear plan, so there's some behavioural corrections we can make and then just help that along with supplements rather than just put a band-aid on the situation just by medicating her without teaching her.
Yeah.
Well, that's going to be easy then. Oh, Nola, have we got the tick of approval for flavour? She's come back for more.
So yeah, I'm excited to take what we've learned and get her.
Put it to the test.
Time for us to say bye. It was lovely to see you.
Thanks for coming today.
No worries. Have
Alright.
a lovely day. See you
See
later.
you guys. Bye.
Now I understand, like when someone gets an animal and they feel like the animal is their child. That is exactly how I feel.
Yeah.
You're a good girl.
This week's number 3.
In Bondi, Kate is making a very special house call for a patient in desperate need of some extra TLC.
Come on, in you come. Hey, how you going?
Bruce is a 3-year-old rescue dog, and his worried owners, Martin and Anna, have called Kate because they're extremely worried about their special new boy.
So Brucey's been struggling a little bit with some anxiety.
Yeah, what we really noticed it is that, like obviously right now, but when we're leaving the house,
yes,
putting your shoes on, put a hat on or something like that to go
yes,
for a run, you can see his mood changes.
Yes.
So he really starts to get anxious. You can see it build. And then once the door's closed, there's just this noise that just comes out of it. We love him dearly.
Yeah, he's like a little baby.
Yeah.
Bruce's anxiety probably comes from a few places. You know, it wasn't till 6 months till these guys adopted him from the shelter. We don't know what kind of a background that Bruce had. When I first saw him, he was really thin. He was really neglected. And I think that that has a large part in this particular case, in that he would be so worried about these guys leaving him.
We were struggling and getting anxious ourselves to leave the house, so we had to tiptoe around. It got to a point where, you know, it was really challenging for the both of us.
And Marty, you said that I could probably hear this from the vet clinic.
Yeah.
So it's got to be pretty loud.
Yeah, I've gone for runs and I will run about 1 kilometre away and I can still hear that noise going on.
Wow, 1 kilometre.
Yeah.
It's really painful.
So,
as soon as we leave the house, your heart just breaks hearing him. And
so you guys are basically trapped in your house.
it feels a little bit like that at the moment, yeah.
He would be walking around all the time thinking, oh my gosh, I'm going to get left. That constant worry and that constant anxiety, he can't live like that. So what I'm going to do is put cameras inside and out near the gate, and then we're going to exit and we're going to see what happens when we go, okay?
Yeah.
So let's put some cameras up.
Sounds good. Let's go.
So let's put some cameras up.
Sounds good. Let's go.
Kate is using modern technology to try to work out what's making rescue dog Bruce so agitated.
Okay, we've got our last little camera, you guys. We're going to get Bruce outside.
Sounds good.
Come on,
buddy.
Brucey.
Let's go. That's good boy.
We're going to put this camera down and then we're going to exit. Okay, let's just put this little one down here. You can already see Bruce is very anxious. Not happy about us going.
Yeah, it's fun.
Oh my goodness. This is worse than I expected.
Yeah, it's pretty painful. It's hard to hear as an owner.
Oh, it's bad.
So we have to organise, Anna, it's your turn to go or my turn to go or whatever it might be, you know.
or one of us can't leave, we have to wait for the other one to come back, so then we can take shifts to go around.
I actually think at this point the whole of Bondi can hear him.
Yeah.
Definitely.
The other neighbours are yelling at him, so it's become a neighbourhood issue, not just the house now.
I'm honestly surprised that he hasn't hurt himself.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. We're waiting for that.
And if he hasn't hurt himself by now, he's going to.
Yeah, what's the matter?
It's only a matter of time. He sounds like he's being tortured.
Yeah.
It's pretty distressing.
Kate is witnessing firsthand how distressed Bruce becomes when he's left alone.
I've heard enough.
Okay.
Let's put him out of his misery and let's go back inside and have a look at this video footage. And then I'm going to give you guys some strategies on how we're going to manage this.
Oh, I'm nervous.
Hey, buddy. We're nervous about seeing the footage, but at the same time, we're hoping that this is the start of the solution. Yeah.
All right, let's have a look at these.
All right.
Here it comes. Oh, Bruce.
He looks so sad and distressed. I mean, I cannot imagine what he must be feeling as well. It's heartbreaking. It's hard to watch.
Oh, he's going back. Oh, he's doing it. He's just searching for a way out.
He's looking for all the points that we come from. He looks at our bedroom window. He goes to the back door. And you can really see he's just frantically looking for us. And it's just, we've been taken away from him. And we can't go on like this. Bruce can't go on like this.
It's horrible.
I think we've all seen enough. We know what's going on and how bad this is. Bruce can't keep going like this. Hello, Bruce. How are you? These are for you. But we'll talk about them with your mum and dad in a minute, okay? Just a minute.
Kate's back to visit rescue dog Bruce, armed with some tips and tricks to help him overcome his severe anxiety.
Good boy. When you think about how Bruce must be feeling, he is suffering. He has got massive, massive anxiety. He would be like spending his whole life worrying that someone is going to leave him. This is a quality of life issue for Bruce, and we need to solve this for him. The most important thing to remember, work on your basic training. Bruce has never been to puppy school. He has no idea how to sit, stay, wait, any of these really basic things that dogs of Bruce's age need to know. So we need to start there. So dogs learn hand signals faster than they will words.
Yeah.
Use a hand command when you use a word. Okay, ready? Wait. So good, Bruce. So good. The second part of this is, as soon as you walk through the door and he jumps all over you, no attention until such times as you feel like he's quite calm.
Okay.
The other important part of this is no attention 30 minutes before you leave. That's the time that you need to start ignoring.
Right, okay.
So this is a snuffle mat. They look bizarre, but they're very helpful. And what you do is you hide treats all in here, right? And he has to snuffle around and try and find all of the treats. Good boy.
Okay.
Really what we want to do is keep him occupied for that 30 minutes after you leave, right? Because that's the window that he's so anxious. Bye, Bruce. That's going to take a little while to get to a point that they can actually leave the house, but it may mean they can actually go to the toilet on their own. This was a total success. Bruce loves food and he loves that snuffle mat. And every time we do this, we just increase the amount of time that we leave for just that little bit longer. And over time, Bruce will realise that people will come back. So good. That was a really good first start, you guys. Well done.
Yeah, very good. He likes that.
So good. You might even actually be able to get him to do this on the outside by tomorrow.
Nice.
This is not a short-term fix. This is going to be something that we have to manage for a long time, and it's going to take a while to get us on track. There's also a genetic component.
Okay.
And the only way we're going to be able to have a chance at changing that is by using medication.
Yeah, right.
Just because he's on medication doesn't mean he's going to stay on medication for his whole life. When we see an improvement and we think we're getting there, we can start potentially thinking about weaning him off.
Okay.
And we know that it's not going to be easy and it's going to be challenging, but we're both prepared to make sure that, you know, we stick to a good plan that's going to make him really happy ultimately.
Okay, remember, not a fuss when you leave like I just did.
Yes.
I'll see you later, alligator. Good boy.
Number 2.
Calm down. Recall. I think he's getting stressed a bit now.
At the Richmond practice, Leon and Agnes are hoping Scott can help 6-year-old Rico. Their miniature schnauzer can't be left alone without constantly barking and crying.
He gets very hyper, he starts panting, and it's just gets into that state that's, it's very dangerous for him as well. He's got a condition of epilepsy, and we just don't want to have that happen, that he falls down and has the fits when we are not there.
What kind of dog is he?
I mean, he's a lovely dog. He loves people. He's not aggressive at all. It's just his anxiety about, like, if someone leaves him at home alone, he doesn't like that. He gets very anxious, cries the whole time.
So can you tell me a little bit about little Rico's history?
Yeah, so basically he's a family dog. He was with my dad since he was a puppy for about 2.5 years, and then my dad unfortunately passed away. And then after my grandma couldn't look after him, he stayed with my brother.
Okay, and where was this?
In Poland.
Oh, wow.
We didn't want him to go to another home that he doesn't know, or go with other people he doesn't know, or end up somewhere which is not nice for him. So we decided we'll adopt him and bring him to the UK. We were thinking of flying him over, but we know his anxiety and it's going to be a lot stressful for him. So I decided we'd drive to pick him up.
Wow. Yeah. You drove to Poland to pick up a dog. Wow, that's dedication.
Yeah.
There's not many people that would drive 1,000 miles and back to pick up a dog, and they've done just that. So I know that Rico's in very, very safe hands. We just need to help them to get over this little behavioural glitch. Does he have any medical problems, any sort of medical concerns?
I know that my brother said he had epilepsy. So he had twice this year.
We've got a nervous dog who's now showing signs of seizures. And when a dog is nervous, their seizure threshold, the point where they have fits, is lowered. So he's more likely to have them. So it's very, very important that we get on top of his nervousness. A, so that he doesn't have any more seizures, and B, so that you guys get to have a life. Yeah. Rico doesn't know anything else but having 100% human interaction at all times. And sadly, when you are a working couple, you need to leave the house at some point, and that's where the problems are going to start. If it's okay with you, I think that we need to see this behaviour in action. So can I invite myself to your house?
Yeah,
Of
sure.
course, yeah.
Hey, Scotty says relax. Hey Leon, how you doing? Hi Agnes.
Hello.
Wow, I can hear the boy is already kicking off.
Come in.
Thank you very much.
Come in.
Oh my goodness. He's very, very vocal, and I'm amazed that the neighbours aren't complaining.
Scott's arrival at Agnes and Leon's home has immediately brought Rico's anxiety issues to the surface.
Hello champ, how you going?
But his frantic barking is all show.
Straight away he greets me very, very positively. He's a really friendly, sweet dog, and he loves lots of cuddles. You're one affectionate little fellow, aren't you? Hey, you like a cuddle and a smooch, don't you? Well, it's very good to see that he's a very sociable and affectionate dog. Yeah. What I really need, though, is to see how he behaves when you're not here. And then we can just understand the problem a little more. To be able to see Rico behave normally, I need to do a bit of surveillance. Leon, you and I will go next door and we'll watch the footage. Agnes, you're going to be doing exactly what you do when you leave the house. So you're just going to be putting your shoes on, grabbing your keys, grabbing your bag, and then leaving. And then we're going to be watching little Rico and see how he behaves. Sound good?
Perfect.
Excellent.
All right, let's get stuck in. This is a fantastic house because I actually get a live feed as to how the dog is behaving. Feels like we're in mission control.
Yes.
Should we grab a seat and settle in? We need some popcorn.
Yeah.
Interestingly, he's already looking at the door.
Yeah.
Just by her putting her shoes on.
Correct.
So he's relating the two already.
Wait. Rico, sit. Stay. Good boy.
Closing the door. It's quiet. For about 4 or 5 seconds.
Yes, that's it.
He really gets pretty stressed pretty quick, doesn't he? I mean, he's gone from just a little bit of whimpering to barking to howling. Yeah, I mean, he's really going for it.
Scott needs to come up with an answer. He's asked one owner, Agnes, to leave the apartment, while he and the other owner, Leon, continue their secret surveillance.
How long have you seen him actually bark for?
We've about an hour.
All he can think of when Agnes leaves the house is, I'm just going to scream until she comes back.
After observing Rico's reaction, Scott phones Agnes and asks her to come back.
Calm down, Rico.
One mistake she makes straight away is immediately giving Rico lots of attention. And that's understandable, that's human nature. If an animal's upset, you're going to want to try and make it feel better. But actually what she's doing is unwittingly reinforcing the barking. I bark, mummy comes back and gives me a cuddle. Well, guys, I think it's pretty clear from today that he has a condition called separation anxiety. And the reason that he's developed that is purely and simply stress. I mean, he's lost his primary carer in your dad, and he's driven over 1,000 miles to come to the UK. And even though you guys are such dedicated, caring owners, it's still a new environment.
With the added complication of Rico's epilepsy, a solution needs to be found quickly.
There's two big words I'm going to throw at you, okay? So the first one is called counter conditioning, and that's basically getting him to start thinking positively about something he thought about before as negative. So you leaving the house, that sucks. He hates it.
Yeah.
He does not want you to do that. So what we need to try and do is encourage him to think positively. So what you're going to be doing from now on is you're going to give him something to chew or something to play with just before you're about to leave. And so then he can start thinking positively, because normally, particularly as boys, we love it when we get food, and it's going to make us feel positive and feel happy. These are treat balls. Basically, you can pop his normal food in there.
Yeah.
And it rolls around. And then he's encouraged to look for his food. It's investigative. It makes him think about how he can get it out. So it's problem solving, using his brain. But also the food that you give him can be entertainment. And this is the way to make that happen. Then after him getting used to various treats and toys, then the next thing is something called desensitization. What you need to try and do is to actually ignore him for about 15 minutes before you leave and about 15 minutes after you arrive, so that you leaving the house and returning isn't exciting. It's actually really boring.
Yeah.
And boredom for dogs is actually an effective means of getting them to get over a behaviour. Agnes and Leon have to earn a living. So if Rico continues to behave this way and they start getting neighbours complaining, who knows, the worst case scenario would be they'd have to rehome him. And I really, really hope that won't be the end of this story for them. Hello, Agnes. How are you?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Very good. My goodness, it's very quiet in here.
It's been 2 weeks since Scott's first visit to see the stressed out Rico, and a lot has changed.
No barking. Goodness me, the change in you, hey? Are you being a good boy, hey?
So far, so good, but Scott needs to see what happens when the Schnauzer is left alone.
Rico's very calm and very relaxed in the house with us there, and that's fantastic. But I'm really intrigued to see the footage that Agnes and Leon have captured of Rico when they do leave the house.
So this is the bit we filmed this morning. So this is Agnes coming in.
So I'm just coming in, basically getting him occupied with some food as well, like you mentioned, with the little toys, so he can get occupied with his mind trying to get the food out. Good boy.
The food ball works exceptionally well to distract Rico from when his owners are going to leave the apartment, but also it tires him out. It makes him work for his food and also work out the way in which he can get the food out of the ball, which is tiring out his mind as well as his body. So it's a perfect tool for Rico.
So this is pretty much when we're kind of preparing ourselves to go to work. You know, the dog will still be in the room with us, and then we'll just give him a command just to sit and stay.
And basically just not interacting with him much so he can just get himself settled. It's difficult to stay away from him. He's a lovely, cute dog and he wants your love, so you kind of automatically want to give him the love.
Good idea, nice and calm, getting prepared for that leave. So that's good, that's perfect, nice and calm, and close it. This is interesting.
And this is where I think the most improvement we've made, where, you know, he's in his bed, he's staying.
This is great. I mean, this is a calm, relaxed dog. You've left, he's like, I know they'll be back. Rico, that is so good. They've proved that old dogs can learn new tricks, and they've taught this dog that it's okay to be by yourself sometimes.
Good boy.
Here you go. Good.
It's really good to see the training, the discipline, it actually works.
Good boy.
And this week's number 1.
I had a visit in the clinic from a lady just the other day with a bird that is behaving quite strangely. It's attacking people. It's also having its feathers fall out. Now, I need to see this bird in its natural environment, so we're going to go and pay a visit right now.
Hello, Chrissy.
Chris, how are you?
How are you?
Thank you for coming so quickly.
Look at you.
This is Harry.
You're a mess.
He's a shocker, isn't he?
Harry is the pampered pet of the equally colourful Chrissy.
Jeez, he's raw there, isn't he?
He is, yeah. And he's back, look.
That's extraordinary, isn't it? He's totally bare there.
He is. He's
Looks
like a plucked chook.
I was going to say plucked turkey, but
Yeah, I know. I can't work out why his feathers are coming out.
It's one of the worst cases I've ever seen. And now the first thing I'm suspicious about is the diet. I need to know exactly what Chrissy's feeding him.
These are his...
Beans?
They are pulses. I soaked them overnight. This is his red palm oil, his seed, his millet sticks, his unsalted cashews. He washes it down with just a little glass of bubbles occasionally with Mummy.
Mummy would insist upon that, wouldn't she? And whatever he doesn't finish, you probably have to finish, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I know I spoil him, but I can't help it. I love him. He's my baby. I could eat him. He's so gorgeous.
But going bald isn't Harry's only problem. He hates Chrissy's husband John and is not afraid to let him know it.
Will you leave me alone? Go on, go.
Tell you what, I hate that parrot. It's got to go. It's either him or me.
Look at the feathers go up.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not a good look, Harry.
Draw more blood. Come on. Why are you so nasty? Why do you do it?
Harry's hatred of John seems to start out as outright aggression, but then, it turns into something quite dysfunctional.
Now he's having his way with my hand.
Oh, he is too.
You're not jealous, are you, Chris?
No, I've never seen him do it before. What's Chris gonna think of us?
It may look like love is in the air, but Harry's amorous gyrations are anything but.
This is aggression on a new level.
Yes.
Normally he's just flapping his wings, biting you.
Yeah.
But that is the most aggressive and most dominant-minded gesture he can give you. You never see that. That is amazing. You know, it's actually similar to what a dog does when he's trying to show dominance, but I've never, ever seen a bird do that before. It's just bizarre. Now, I'm pretty sure that Harry's violent jealousy towards John is the cause of all this mass feather fallout, but I need to know for sure. I think we should set up a little sting. Okay, so we're almost ready to go. The camera's set up.
Yep.
One final request.
Yes.
Just a little hug, a little kiss, and then we leave. I'll explain later.
In front of Harry.
In front of Harry.
Darling.
Oh.
Oh.
This is going to send him into a frenzy.
Bye, Harry.
Bye, Harry.
Bye. I feel so bad we're playing a trick on Harry, but we've got to find a solution. I mean, if we don't, he's going to be completely bald. Bye, Harry. Bye. Harry, we're back.
Feathers.
Oh my God.
Well, let's find out. We've got the camera. So come on over here and let's have a look at what we've found. So we've just left the house. And he's at home alone.
Ooh.
And there he goes.
Up.
Right there. So while you're out or you're in bed and he's alone, this is what he's doing. Harry is the total attention seeker. This is self-mutilation for the sympathy vote. He's doing it to himself.
He's pulling the feathers himself.
He's pulling his own feathers out.
Why?
So under his wings, on his belly, on his legs, he's targeting those areas
Right.
with that sharp beak of his and pulling at those feathers until they come out. So why is he doing it?
Why?
He's that frustrated that he's got nothing else to take his frustration out on apart from himself. You two are more than just friends in his eyes.
He's in love with me.
He's in love with you.
But he doesn't want to have sex with me. No.
Whenever he's not with you,
Right.
you're with John. His competition.
And he's smart enough to know that.
He can tell a male from a female
Right.
using his sense of smell.
Don't even try it. Don't even try it.
The question is, how do I stop it? I can't be with him 24/7, can I? I can't take him to bed with me. I can't take him shopping with me. What do I do?
We're going to put him on.
Are you serious?
We're going to put him on Prozac.
Oh my God. And this will work.
Prozac is used all around the world for dogs, cats, and birds to ease their anxiety issues. It works by increasing the level of serotonin in the brain, which is the feel-good hormone. They feel better about the world, and I hope, in Harry's case, it's going to stop him getting to that breaking point.
So I've got to add Prozac now to all his food.
Food is another thing. He's eating too much as well. Just give him some seed, small amount. Give him some greens like spinach, broccoli.
He's going to become the biggest loser, isn't he? Well, Harry, it's you and me. Oh, this is as close as I can get.
If you guys loved that video, great. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel below. That way.